By golly, it's nice to be here. You know, it's a funny thing. I come in this party tonight, I didn't realize it. I recognize that guy sitting right... I know him. His picture's on the cover of Sports Magazine. That's him. That fella, believe it or not, swam, broke the record all the way from Pier Point Landing in Long Beach to Catalina Island in 2 hours and 20 minutes and made it back in 32 seconds. His jockstrap was caught on the pier. He's a nice guy, though. He's a nice guy, believe me. As a matter of fact, the guy next to him, I'm not so sure of, he yelled at me. He said, I ought to give you a shot in the head. I said, well, I like it, but the boss won't let us drink in the toilet, you know. But everything's here tonight. It's like Bedlam. You know what Bedlam is? That's when the wife, the husband, the baby, and the alarm clock all go off at the same time. I didn't really think I'd make it here tonight. I got out of a sickbed to come here. My girlfriend hasn't been feeling too well. But everybody has problems, you know. As a matter of fact, there's only two people who really, you know what I mean, make a mistake only once. That's a virgin and a parachute jumper. Here. Make sure she stays all night long. Of course, things today are different. Everything is modern science, you know. Even the ladies don't have to worry anymore now. They got the diaphragms. You know what a diaphragm is? That's a midnight trampoline. Hear about the Japanese prostitute? Had to go to the poorhouse. Nobody had a yen for him. Everybody's got problems. I know a fella right here in this town. Fought sex for 25 years. Finally licked it. Matter of fact, over here tonight, I passed a red light. Cost me $15. Been a hell of a lot cheaper if I'd gone in. Hear about the prostitute who stopped seeing a psychiatrist? She felt silly giving him money after she got off the couch. And there was a Frenchman who walked in a house of ill repute. He says, Parlez-vous français? And the one broad looked at the other and said, gee, do we have to talk it too? As one girl reported for work in the call house, she says, I feel like a million tonight, boy, and I can take them on one at a time, too. You wouldn't believe this, but the joint was robbed. Yeah, in the red light district. 3 guys broke in with the guns and the masks, you know, and one grabbed the madam, take us to the vault, you know, right over. The other guys lined the men up against the wall, and the third guy said to all the girls, says, all right, lie down on the floor. They all lie down on the floor facing the ceiling. He says, no, we come to rob the joint, not patronize it. Oh, they had. One girl walked up in this drugstore clerk. She said, I was in here yesterday, you know, and I bought some of an internal cleanser. And it burned the hell out of me. I want something. He said, lady, look, we only sell this stuff. We don't make it, you know. She said, well, I'm going to see a lawyer. So she goes to the lawyer. She explains her troubles. I bought this stuff and so forth. The lawyer says, good, we'll sue for $5,000 in the court costs. He says, now, what occupation are you in? She says, I'm a prostitute. Oh, I can't touch it. So she says, I'll find another lawyer. She finds a little shyster, you know. He needs the money. She explains the thing again, how she bought the stuff and it burned her. He says, fine. He says, we'll sue for $10,000 in court costs. What business are you in? She's a little bit worried. She says, well, I'm a prostitute. He says, wonderful! We'll sue for $20,000 and have a second suit for arson. Why do that? Well, hell, we'll claim he burned up your place of business, girl. About the prostitute called up a friend. She said, would you loan me $20 till I get back on my back? All of a sudden, the doorbell rang at the call house, you know, and the madam opened it, you know, and here's the guy with 2 arms in a cast and the legs in a cast. She says, oh, go away. He says, no, I want a girl. Go away. Come on. What are you going to do with a girl in your condition? Hell, I rang the bell, didn't I? You won't believe this, but last Christmas Eve, Santa Claus got lost. It's possible. These damn TV antennas and the reindeers got wounded. They didn't know where the hell they were going. And he come down the chimney, and it was in the red light district. And he saw the stockings, and he's putting the toys. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. He turns around, here's this beautiful gal in the black negligee pouring a martini, you know. She says, come here, Santa baby. Sit down, have a drink. Stay a while. He says, no, I can't do that. Tonight is Christmas Eve. I got to go around the world tonight. Santa said that. You can never trust a guy with a beard, you know. So she comes over and drops one shoulder strap. She says, come on, stay a while. I said, no, the reindeers are double parked. So she walks up, she drops a negligee completely, stands in a nude. She says, no, you stay a while. He says, hell, I might as well. I'm not going to be able to get up the chimney anyway. You know, the kids love him, though. He has no children of his own. That's funny. Well, there's a reason for Santa Claus not having children. He only comes once a year and then is down the chimney. Oh, the things that can happen. Everybody has problems, even in a nudist camp. Now, who the hell would have problems in a nudist camp? Well, for one thing, the cop. His badge hurts all day. You know what's faster than the speed of sound? Huh? It's a nudist dropping a hot cup of coffee in his lap. Yeah, I went to a nudist camp. I did. I drove up. We had a benefit show. No, really, we drove up there, and then they had this big fence all around, little Jewish lady looking through the knotholes, hollering, "Phooey, all Gentiles." So I rang the bell, and the butler answered. Hell, I could see it wasn't the maid. And I wanted to join so quick, I drove right in and stripped my gears, you know. What a place! What a place! You could walk for miles, never see a human face. Matter of fact, the receptionist was there, you know, and she says, follow me, and she says, I'll take your names for the show, and she's walking, ooh, ow, oh, gee, I thought she was dying of arthritis or something. She finally sits down. I says, I don't want to be rude, but are you sick or something? She says, no. She says, I'm going to MC the show tonight. I got my hair up in curlers. One guy was playing leapfrog, real sneaky, jumping low, you know. So after they threw me out of the game, I didn't mind. I played golf, went around a nothing. Hell of a score. One couple broke up, claimed they were seeing too much of each other. Oh, nudism has its hardships, though, especially for bleach blondes. There's all kinds of recreation in a nudist camp. Would you believe this is a fact? No kidding. I saw one group playing strip poker with tweezers. What a wild deal that was. Ooh. One guy made a fortune selling underthings, cushions. They had a masquerade dance, and my sister, she was a nudist, she won first prize. Yeah, she wore black gloves and black shoes and won as a 5 of spades. One guy won as a map of California. She was dancing with this guy. All of a sudden, she belted him in the mouth. It seems he had his hand in her whole valley, damn near all the way up to Bakersfield, you know. Oh, they have their problems. Find this one fella, he wanted to win first prize so bad. So he went to a costume shop. He said, I'm going as Adam. I'd like to win the prize at the masquerade dance tonight. He said, you have any fig leaves? He said, well, yeah, we have a few. He said, I'd like to try it. He said, well, that's too small. Do you have a larger one? So the guy brings down the biggest one in the store, and he says, it's still too small. He said, well, maybe you better go with something else. But I wanted to go as Adam so much. Well, what could I do? He said, why don't you throw it over your shoulder and go as a filling station? Oh, I'm telling you, anything can happen there, though. 2 girls were standing in the nudist camp, the one turned the other. She said, hey, is that Big Brown over there? Ought to be. He's been here 2 months. They even have radio programs. Yeah, they one sponsored by Bear Aspirin. Yeah. But one thing about it, though, they had a wedding at the camp, and for once you could really tell who the hell was the best man. And they actually have special rules. No, this is a fact. They have all kinds of rules. For one, I think nudism is really healthy. It's great for the eyes. Who the hell ever heard of a blind nudist? They have special rules. No clothes nationally, we understand. And all Jewish members are allowed to eat with their hats on. And the ladies must wear windshields during the running games. And all Frenchmen must wear muzzles while on the grounds. And baseball players got to keep their balls out of the virgin forest. And membership is open to all businessmen except fruit merchants. One young couple walking along holding hands, you know, and the guy says, don't look now, but I think I'm falling in love with you. All of a sudden, oh, he turned on his ankle. Gee, what are we going to do? The girl said, what do you mean, what are we going to do? We'll go back to the camp, we'll get the doctor. No, I can't walk. So I'll carry you. 1/4 mile? I weigh 100 and I don't care what you weigh. I'll carry you piggyback. Yeah, get your good foot on the rock. Now hop up. So they're going down the road piggyback, naked as a jaybird. They pass his farmhouse and a big dog comes out and throws a pail of water on them. He was a Cocker Spaniel. Oh, the things that happen to people, you never know. You know what I mean? I had a friend of mine who got a boat. I used to work with this girl on the show. She said, your friend invited me out on his boat. I said, why don't you go? She said, I've never been on a boat. It's wonderful. You get the salt air, the sea, you know, and the waves, and you're out. Oh, you love it. Tell me how it was. Go ahead. I saw her 3 days later. I said, how was it? She said, well, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, he got me out in the middle of the harbor, and he told me a big blow was coming up. Like a damn fool, I let him tie me to the mast. Well, it could have. You know, it's the little things that worry you. You hear about the gal who had insomnia? She couldn't keep her thighs closed. Hear about the nervous cop? Jumped on his whistle and blew his horse. There was a hell of a day. Holy mackerel. There was another cop. He married a shoplifter. He loved to watch her snatch things. You know the difference between a joke and a wisecrack? Well, it's very simple. I mean, when a woman has 12 children, it's a joke. When she has no children, it's a wisecrack. You know the difference between stick up and a hold up? Age. That's all it is, strictly age. Everybody has these. Speaking of age, oh, I gotta tell you, you know, in this modern age, everybody thinks, you know, they know so much, they're sophisticated. There were 3 guys arguing in a bar, a Frenchman, Englishman, and a Texan. All discussing the age-old question, how to make a woman hot. So the Englishman, well, it's very simple, sir. In our country, we nibble on the lobes of their ears, and we sort of blow in the ear, and by Jove, they get piping hot, old boy. And the Frenchman goes, oh, how crude. Monsieur, a woman is a goddess, something you adore. In my country, we kiss the woman from the top of her head to the tip of her toes, and voila, she is hot. And the Texan said, well, I don't know about you guys in your country and your funny ways, but in my country, we take the gal up in the room, and man, if we don't pay her, man, she gets hot. Oh, people, as a matter of fact, one fellow's always known for his romantic authority on questions of romance, Confucius. There's a million Confucius says, maybe I can remember a few of them. Pip Columnus is a groom in a 4-poster bed. Our crowded elevator smells different to Mitchin. Here's one a friend of mine knows real well. Yeah, wife who put man in doghouse may find him in cat house. Or it's better to sleep with old hen than pull it. Well, that's logical, yeah. Our girl who bathed with vinegar walk around with sour puss. Oh, these things happen to a lot of people. As a matter of fact, you hear about a little boy passing his parents' bedroom late at night. He takes a look in. He says, ye gods, and they send me to a psychiatrist for sucking my thumb. A lot of guys always say, you're lucky you get to go out with all the young girls. Well, not necessarily. I mean, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a gal over 40. That sounds silly, perhaps, but it's true. A gal over 40 is a good reason. They don't yell, they don't tell, they don't swell, and they appreciate like hell. Of course, they have sex in all kinds of things. Would you believe it? There's sex in sports. In sports, yes, sirree. In racing, they're neck and love. In tennis, 40 love. Baseball, it's a squeeze play. In football, they're making a pass. In swimming, you develop a good breaststroke. And golf, well, in golf you go around, you know, and practice with your putts. I mean, practice your putts, yeah. Wrestling, you got a crotch get a hold of, well, it's a hell of a game anyway. Bowling, I like the best. That's where you make a split. Well, you never can tell about things that happen. Even, for matter of fact, would you believe it, a friend of mine just got back from overseas. His wife wasn't feeling well. He took her to the doctor, you know. He said, I don't know what's wrong with her. Maybe she's got this flu or something. Doctor examined her, and he called the husband. He said, you don't have to worry about your wife. You should be congratulated, my good friend. Your wife is pregnant. Ah, you're crazy. Look at me. I got a uniform on. I've been overseas for 4 years. This is ridiculous. How could she be pregnant? He said, well, it's a grudge pregnancy. Someone had it in for you. Another guy's worried about his wife. He takes him to the doctor, you know, and they go in there. And the doctor checked his wife. He says, where's your husband? He's in the other room. He's in the other room, is he? Well, get him the hell in here right now. The husband says, what's the matter, Doc? Something wrong? Something wrong? I'll say there's something wrong. Do you realize that this woman right here, any moment, may drop dead? And do you know what from? I'll tell you what from. Sex. Too much sex is going on right here. This young lady, I'm going to tell you, if you keep up these romantic relations with your husband, you're going to die. And he turns to the husband, and if you keep bothering your wife every night, you're going to kill her. Now, I want you to listen to that and behave. So they're driving home. He said, what are we going to do? What can we do? The guy says, I'll sleep downstairs, and you sleep upstairs, which was all right for about a month. Finally, he couldn't wait. Oh, he's dying. He's crawling up the steps one night about midnight, you know, and here she is coming down the steps. He says, what are you doing? She says, I'm going downstairs to die. He says, hell, I'm coming upstairs to kill you. Oh, everybody has their moments of thrill. There were 3 old gals sitting in the bar one night, and one said, what was your greatest thrill? She said, oh, I know mine. It was on my honeymoon night. Oh, I'm so happy. The other one said, well, mine was when my boyfriend put the engagement ring on my finger. Oh, I was thrilled. The third gal hadn't said anything. They said, what was your greatest thrill? She, when my cockeyed sister gave me an enema. Wow, what a day. Two young actresses were sitting there over here in the drugstore, you know, where all the young actresses hang out. She says, I've been troubled with this vermin. I wonder if I could get rid of them. The girl said, why don't you buy some Paris Green? So she did. A few weeks later, the other girl seen her, said, did you get the Paris Green? He said, yeah. Did it kill the lice? I'll say it did. Also a director and two leading men.